Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello, hello. This is going to be a group energy healing where I heal a whole bunch of people in a whole bunch of countries. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. This is healing 3 of 3 in the November 2022 triplet set. The theme is End Neg Patterns, Create Positive Change. And also there's a sub-theme of clear emotional blocks. And later this month on the 20th and 22nd, I'll be doing the November twin set, which will be a similar theme with a twist. So it will also be End Neg Patterns, Create Positive Change, but it will also be clear fear and family baggage, which is always wonderful. So I'm getting a hello. Oh, and I see and hear you. Good, good, good. Yes, election day, full moon. Yes. Good day for healing. Yes, if you're in the United States and you haven't voted, please strongly consider voting today. Please, please, please. Alrighty. So I can preview what we're going to be doing. And for those of you who don't know me, you're welcome to watch, even if you don't have experience in energy healing. As I'm doing the energy healing, I will explain as I go, so it's an all levels walkthrough. If you're totally new to energy healing, you know, you'll at least probably understand half of it. And so you'll be able to do a half decent walkthrough, healing yourself. And just putting out my sheets for the names of the people I'm healing so that I can read different people if I need to, check on how people are doing. Thank you for your survey feedback. That is always super helpful and interesting. Even if you feel the same, like that's a geeky, interesting thing for me. If you don't feel any different, it's like, why is that? Then I look at why. So even that is quite educational for me and helps me. So I'm going to catch up on comments. Good morning from Las Vegas, 64 degrees and cloudy. So that's a decent temperature for November. I can see and hear you. I would like 60 right now. We're more like high 30s right now. My fingers are a little chilly from bringing the dogs out. I can see and hear you. Election day. Oh yeah, I already read that part. Looking forward to the healing. Just finished voting. Hi from Chicago. Whoa, thank you for voting. So it says hi from rainy San Francisco. Can see and hear you. Hello, hello. Hey Janet. We can see and hear you in Chicago. Oh, good. So as far as techniques, I mentioned 2 days ago in the second healing on Sunday, confusion and analysis paralysis, where you're just, you know, trying to figure things out. You're not really taking action because you're too confused. So we're going to do something with that today, but it's sort of more than that. Like in the aura layers, you have 17 auras. So 15 of those auras are Wei Chi auras, and those are simpler in a way. They're just big, flowy, misty gold force fields. So they don't have chakras, they don't have layers. So there's that. But the physical body aura and the astral body aura, those have layers, like layers of an onion, 7 layers. And each of those layers is generated by one of your major chakras along your spine. And the baggage in those layers can cause the energy to sort of bounce around, kind of like a lightning storm or like a ping pong ball. And so that can cause confusion. It can cause a sense of being overwhelmed, or just like make you want to tune out. So we're going to unblock the aura layers, astral and physical aura layers, to the point where you don't have that happening. To the point where you have tranquility in each aura layer, rather than sort of like a baggage pinball game, lightning storm thing going on. Moki, shush! Moki! Thank you. So anyway, yeah, so that'll be very specific aura unblocking, aura layer unblocking for the regular auras. So you have tranquility in each aura layer. And it's not just so you can feel peaceful, it helps with manifesting positive change. Because that chaos of like the energy bouncing around in each aura layer, it saps your momentum, of the new change coming into each aura layer and each chakra of your major chakras. Because for a significant positive change to come all the way into your physical body so you can manifest it, it's got to go through all the aura layers and all the chakras, all the physical body chakras. So I'll go into that in more detail in other sets that we'll do probably in the near future, other healing sets. But for now, this tranquility in each aura layer, like the unblocking to the point where there is tranquility. There's not like a bouncing around of, your baggage kind of playing off each other in each aura layer. So that tranquility, that's what we're going to do today to help you with manifesting positive change. And it just makes you more functional as well. A lot more functional. It saves energy. So there's that. That is, I would say, the big new thing that we're doing today. But then we're going to repeat some of like the best of that we did in this triplet set so far. So the 4 walls, lifting off your negative patterns. You imagine them like 4 walls around you, and you're kind of, trapped in this negative pattern, like the blocked energy that creates that negative pattern. And we're going to lift those 4 walls up from around you and give them to the angels, and do that for past life negative patterns and present life negative patterns. So that's the 4 walls exercise. So we'll redo that. We've done that in each healing of this triplet set. Rebalance commitments that you have to self and to others, self including physical body, your physical body. So that you're not overextending in your agreements with others, so that you have enough energy and focus for your own wellness and your own stability and your own manifesting positive change. So that is super quick to do, and we did it in all 3 healings. So the other 2 healings, so we'll do it today too. And then 2 things I introduced 2 days ago in the Sunday healing, we will repeat, because I saw that they were effective, and one of them I particularly like personally. The one that I saw was particularly effective is, I wrote it up in the healing summary, like, some invasive beings can seem like stuck parts of you. That's how I wrote it, in like all caps. That's the thing we did at one point. We got rid of those invasive beings that seem like stuck parts of you. Because it can seem like you have these overly stubborn parts of you that just won't change no matter how much you heal them. And those are just invasive beings playing head games with you. So it's really nice to weed those out and get them recycled. And then we can also heal those most stuck parts of you that are genuinely you and genuinely stuck. And we'll focus on those and heal those parts of you. And that's a nice way to break through stagnation, is to look at the parts of you that are really responsible for that stagnation the most. So that will repeat. And then the other thing that will repeat from Sunday, which I personally like quite a bit, but it did help people as well a lot, was muscle knots. I threw it in at the end. Getting, like, if you have muscle knots in any part of your body, a lot of times you have hard objects like little spears stuck in that part of, you know, where those muscles are, where the hard bumpy part is the muscle knot, that tension. So, and it could be many hard objects from past lives and this life. So that's why if you remove one and then it's still not up, you're like, oh, it doesn't work. That's not true. There are a lot of them generally. And so you just keep removing them, and keep removing invasive beings too that are in that area, and then keep healing with gold light until there's less and less and less junk there, so you have good flow, and then the muscle doesn't knot up anymore. So that's nice to do. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna not spend a lot of time on it, but that's fun to do, so we'll do that again. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Give or take. And of course, there will be a detailed healing summary in the comment section that I make, and with timestamp links to each little part. So if you want to skip a part, if you want to repeat a part, you will be able to do that with those timestamp links in the comment section in the detailed healing summary. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So I'll be quiet now. Finally. For like 2 or 3 minutes, where I will be finishing my prep of my energy, and also then saying hello to the 130 people that I'm healing, and just, you know, reminding them that the healing's about to start so that they can make the most of it. And then I'll start the healing in silence, and you'll see me go like that. That's how you know I started the healing. And then shortly after that, I'll talk, and I'll talk as I heal. And it'll be basically a walkthrough, so you're welcome to heal yourself as you watch, if you want, whether or not you're one of the people I'm healing. And the people I'm healing, those are people that purchased this healing set 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, sort of. They go on sale each month on the 15th of the month, so in 7 days, exactly, on November 15th, that's when the January healings go up on my payment page, and they will sell out probably pretty fast, but if you're ready when they go up, you should be fine. Pretty fast, meaning the triplet set will probably sell out in like 10 minutes, and then the twin set, I never know with the twin set. It could be it'll sell out in 20 minutes, it could be it'll sell out in 3 hours. So we'll see. But you are welcome to buy it if you're ready before it sells out, and you purchase it on my payment page of my website, janetwrightreadings.com. And they'll go up at a set time at, yeah, right, shortly after a set time. The set time is noon my time, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern in the US and Canada. Of course, anyone else in the other parts of the world are welcome to purchase as well. If you need me to figure out what time for you they go up, just email me and I'll figure it out with you. But usually I'm like 5 to 10 minutes late putting them up. I mean, I'm really trying to be on time, but it's not one of my strong points, being on time. I'm more about getting the energy right than starting on time or putting things up exactly at a certain minute, although my goal is to do both, but when in doubt, I'll get the energy right and not be on time. All right. Woo woo. Happy to be healing today. What a good day for healing. Okay, I'll really be quiet now. For about 3 minutes. Thank you for your patience. Okay, thanks for waiting. So, when you heal yourself, a good way to do it, if you want, not the only way, but a way, is to make a copy out in front of you of what you're healing. So, you make a copy of yourself out in front of you. All your 17 auras, your physical body and your astral body are inside there, inside your auras, and then your connections to the core of the earth, your groundings, your physical body grounding and your astral body grounding. Make a copy of all that. Auras, bodies, groundings. And you're using gold light from your hands then. If you make a copy out in front of you, you get to use your hands and sense the energy with your hands, and which you can get better at with time. And you use energy generated by your hand chakras, the big chakra in the palm of each hand, and your fingertip chakras. The chakras in each fingertip. There's one in each fingertip. And so all chakras have round openings, including these ones, so you just unblock those round openings so they generate as much energy as possible. And you set these chakras to be a metallic gold color, like this glitter, in case you need an inspiring image of metallic gold. And by setting the chakra to that color, that's the color it's going to generate. That's the color of energy it's going to generate. So you can use one hand to heal the other. Yeah, just kind of unblock them. And I'll heal people's hands, the people I'm healing. So if you're healing your own hands, you can just do it right out in front of me like that if you want. It's easy enough. All right, so let's do grounding. I always talk about these days the 4 essentials: grounding, or repair, chakra repair, creative ring repair. So if you feel off at all, or even just proactively, it's good to check all 4 of those things. If you blow it off and don't check those things for a while, and you get damage in one of those areas, it can really get in the way of your life. So it's good to do them. So grounding is the first of the 4 essentials. So let's do that. So just go ahead, recreate your grounding, make it really wide and all the way down to the core of the earth. So make it come up high as your 3rd chakra, where your sternum bone ends. It's your sternum bone, the one that's right there in the middle of your rib cage, center line of your rib cage. So where your sternum bone ends, that's your 3rd chakra. Bring your grounding up that high. And make your grounding red or orange or yellow. And then you can make a copy out in front of you of your grounding. Both, you're making 2 groundings technically. I never say that, but yeah, make a grounding for your astral body and your astral body aura, and make a grounding for your physical body and your physical body aura. And but if you're reasonably present, it looks like 1 grounding when you make the copy out in front of you, but it's really 1 grounding inside the other. So just run gold light through your grounding. And imagine any energy blocks and melt them away. You want a really strong downward flow that is nice and wide all the way down. And fast moving too. Because that helps you release energy as much as you need to, whenever you need to. So it really helps with stability and speeding up your growth. Helps you be good under pressure. So you're just imagining blocks in your grounding. They could look like stacks of books, or stacks of flat rocks, or just rocks of any shape. Just use lots of gold light and melt them away. And then indie grounding. So that was creating your grounding and then unblocking grounding. So let's do indie grounding. So that's still working with this copy of both your groundings, and you check the outer perimeter and you run a lot of gold light through it to melt away any attachments to other people's grounding and any hard objects that might be stuck in the side of the grounding. Just melt those objects away or take them out. Any hard objects in the way, angels, here you go. Just hand it to your angels. Any objects in the way, angels, here you go. So lots of gold light. Melt away the connections to other people's grounding. You may have like some people have like adult children and they have a little bit of a codependency going on with them. And so it doesn't help either of you to have your groundings connected. You can still help each other, but that way you're not depleting each other if your groundings are independent of each other. So again, if you're significantly helping somebody else, a partner, a family friend, a family member, just double check that your grounding and that person's grounding are fully separate. And if not, just melt away the connection. Just, you can even explain with your mind to that person, hey, we're both going to be stronger if we have fully separate grounding. All right, good job, good job. All right, that was indie grounding. All right, so let's do aura repair. Of your 17 auras. So you make a copy of all those out in front of you, and just check them out first, even if you feel like, oh, I can't sense anything. Practicing helps, so just comb through them and see if you get some kind of sense of where the rips are, or just any sense at all about these auras. So composite copy technique is a nice one because you don't have to be able to see energy, and it's also pretty time efficient as well. So that's good. So you make one rip that is a composite copy rip. So it represents all the rips in these 17 auras of yours that you need to repair right now. So aura repair is basically mending up the rips in your auras so that you don't have any leaks anymore. So your aura, you can keep your energy for yourself and keep the flow good. And so anyway, here's your composite copy rip. Go ahead and make your own composite copy rip. And then you just use gold light to wash it out and repair it. But these rips tend to attract invasive beings or invasive people or just junk in them, and so you want to clean out the rip first. Just use sticky gold wax, which is gold light from your hands that hardens. You create it. It's a different type of gold that you create with your intention, you know, and it hardens up around whatever's not you, so that you lift it out like a big chunk and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So more sticky gold wax. Just fill up this composite copy rip with sticky gold wax. Have it stick to all that's not you. And then you lift it all out at once. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So now that rip should be nice and clean, so you can keep using gold light so it repairs fully. And it'll just grow back. And then sometimes you might have a few leftover rips that are still, maybe they weren't fully cleaned out, so they're not fully repaired. So you make another composite copy of any remaining rips that you still need to repair. And then do the same thing. Sticky gold wax, lift out the junk, angels, here you go. One more time, sticky gold wax, lift out the junk, angels, here you go. And just keep using lots of gold light so that the rips mend up, grow back. All right, Awesome. So that's our repair, but then we're gonna do a couple extra steps just for more aura happiness. So you can get scarring and bruising in your aura as a leftover from having energy thrown at you. So your aura can rip, which we just fixed up when someone throws energy at you, but also there can be leftover hardness. So we don't want that because it creates a weakness in your aura. Flow is stronger than hardness. So you can just make copies out in front of you of all your aura scarring and aura bruising in any of your auras and just run gold light through it. Your intention is you want to melt as much as is healthy and gentle to melt right now. Which, you know, unless this is your first time, you can go ahead and melt it all. So we're using gold light to melt away all your aura scarring and aura bruising. Keep breathing. Breathe into your hips, into your knees, wiggle your toes. Okay, if you have any leftover aura scarring and aura bruising, make a pile of that and just melt it with gold light. You can say, angels, help me melt all this. All right, let's see. We'll do sticky gold wax through everything. So on the outer surfaces, because you can have hard objects stuck in the outer surfaces of the auras, but you can have hard objects stuck anywhere. So in all the auras and in your physical body and astral body and in your groundings and around your groundings, just lots of sticky gold wax. Have it stick to whatever's not you that you're ready to get rid of, including invasive beings and invasive people, but especially hard objects. And then we're gonna keep the copy of you in place, but move the wax and the junk out and give it to your angels. So move out the wax and the junk, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Nice deep breath. And more sticky gold wax in the outer surfaces and inside everywhere. Have it stick to everything you're ready to get rid of. Move the junk and the wax to the side. Angels, here you go. Deep breath into your hips, into your knees. Wiggle your toes. Deep breath into your shoulders. Okay, so then now we'll just finish the repair. Just because if you removed hard objects, that could leave a gash in the outer surface of one of your auras. So we're going to just use extra gold light and finish up the repair so that you have no leaks in any of your 17 auras. Okay, so that's aura repair, and go ahead and redo your gold buffer zones. I will link below a reference video that's 18 minutes that teaches aura repair plus gold buffer zones. Oh, right. So creative ring repair. Creative rings are 3 gold rings above your head. They are part of your astral body energy system, part of you as a spirit. They are very, very useful for manifesting, for everything, regular functioning. When they get cracked or damaged, you feel messed up. So we don't want that. So they generate lots of gold light too when they're working well. So that's very useful. So just make 3 copies out in front of you of your 3 gold rings. And use lots of gold light to repair them, unblock them, and melt cords going into them. You can also turn the copy upside down and look for cracks and scratches on the undersides. Look visually or intuitively for cracks or scratches and repair those with gold light. So again, that's the underside of each of the 3 creative rings. It should be nice and gold and smooth with no scraping scratches. No scratches. Scrapey scratches. Scratchy scrapies. Now then you can turn your copy back right side up. And definitely melt cords. You want to melt cords and unblock enough so that the flaps relax fully and are shut. So this is a top-down view, like up here, of your top creative ring. They all 3 look the same. And when they're irritated, the flaps are open like this. See those flaps? That means you have cords going in, and the creative ring is irritated by the energy being sent in that's not yours. So you just melt the cords and unblock enough so that those flaps relax and fall shut, so you don't see them sticking out anymore. So keep melting cords with gold light. So you don't really like rip out the cord. You melt how it's sticking into you. You melt the baggage that it's stuck to. And you can melt, a little bit of the cord too with gold light just to pop it out. But because you definitely want to get the baggage it was stuck into. Otherwise, it's too easy for the person to do it again. So unblocking also helps relax those flaps. So let's unblock creative rings and your 7th chakras. So you still have your 3 gold creative ring copy out in front of you, but then also a copy of your 2 7th chakras. So open cylinder shape for a chakra. 7 chakras are oriented this way with the round opening at the top and the bottom. So round opening in the top of your head and then in the bottom of the chakra in there. So 7th chakra. Astral is inside physical. So it looks like 1 7th chakra, but it's 2. And so let's use gold light and unblock your 7th chakras. And we can use sticky gold wax throughout your creative rings and your 7th chakras. Have it stick to anything that's not you, including cords, invasive beings, invasive people, energy blocks. And just move out the junk. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Deep breath into your shoulders, your hips, your knees. And again, gold light through your creative rings and your 7th chakras. Help them to relax. Sticky gold wax one more time. All around and inside your creative rings and your 7th chakras. have the gold light, sticky gold wax stick to the cords, the invasive beings, the invasive people, energy blocks, everything, hard objects, anything you're ready to get rid of. Move out the wax and the junk. Angels, here you go. So that's general unblocking of your creative rings and your 7th chakra. We already did repair of your creative rings. So then now we are still working creative rings, but we're going to do above them. So when you bring in new energy, generally if it's some big new change, positive change, you're making it in your sleep with your angels first. So on the astral. The astral is where your spirit goes when your body's sleeping. And there are all sorts of different places on the astral. Some are very positive and uplifting and safe that your angels would bring you to, and some are pretty nasty with really yucky energy and people messing with each other that your angels would not want you to go to. And some are sort of in between, you know, that like it's sort of a meh place, and you may have a negative experience, you may not, you know. So it's always good to go with your angels when you're sleeping and just let your angels advise you throughout the night. And that's just with your intention. You have let your angels heal and guide you and protect you as you sleep. And also they can heal and protect your body as you sleep too, your physical body. So one thing I don't always mention, don't mention very often at all, is that on the astral you can get whacked. So sometimes if you feel fine, you go to sleep, fine, and then you wake up and you can't get back to sleep. Sometimes you got whacked on the astral. Whacked is when someone throws energy at you. So it's like whack. So sometimes that can happen on the astral, and generally that will affect your spirit body and not your physical body, because you're in a really, really different location than your physical body at the time. So it could be just your spirit that gets that whack. But then you come back because you're kind of in shock, and you come back and you're just like really off, and it's hard for you to get back to sleep because you're not in a state of rest. You know, you're just kind of agitated and messed up. So you can always do your 4 essentials and then go back to sleep. Heal your auras, heal your chakras, all that good stuff. It's good to practice that stuff so you can do it quickly. So it's not like, oh, let me spend 40 minutes on Janet's video now. You don't know, just like, if you practice, you can do them all fast, quickly. Your 4 essentials. But anyway, so you could get whacked on the astral. But anyway, let's say you made some really good positive change on the astral, and let's say, you know, that energy is like, it's just this big amount of new energy you made for yourself, and they're all rainbow colors and gold, and you want to bring that in when you wake up. But say, you know, your mornings are generally kind of busy and the top of your aura is kind of blocked up, and so that wonderful, amazing new energy can't come in with you yet. Because as you come in through the top of your physical aura and into your physical body chakras, it's just too heavy and blocked, and so you have to leave some of the good stuff on the astral. But, you know, in order to manifest it in your daily life, this new positive change, you have to bring it in. And so we're going to do some special unblocking. I mean, we always, you know, do aura unblocking above the head, but sometimes you can get hard. I just think that this part of your aura from, like, you know, all around your creative, from your 7th on up, is really, really key. Because that's when you bring in new change. It's got to come through here. You know, you got to come in and come into your physical body from here. So unblocking here. And so we'll melt blocks, but also there could be devices like right around your creative rings or attached to the top of your creative rings. So just imagine your creative rings still and your 7th chakras, and just if you have some hard devices there around the top of that top creative ring, could look like a metal grate, like I'll give you an example. I'll show an example. Hold on. Okay, so I'm just using some kitchen objects in lieu of $1 million computer graphics. I'll use kitchen objects to show you. So you have your creative rings. Say you have like a device on top of it that's a little bit like this surface. It's just like a bunch of holes and hardness. And so some energy can come through, but a lot can't. So it manages to like filter out the good stuff, keep out the good stuff. So you can't fully bring it in. Or like this, this is like a little grease guard for when you're cooking. But say that it's a really fine mesh, up there. So it keeps out even more, maybe. So we don't want that, right? So you have your creative ring, your copy of your creative rings and your 2 7th chakras, and just look for any sort of weird devices up there, kind of like the surface or that surface, or some sort of more linear, like a grid style grading. But just look for hard objects there above your creative rings, and just surround them in gold light and loosen them up off of the creative rings. And they could be also attached to your 7th chakra. So just loosen up any connections between those devices and your 7th chakras, and those devices and your creative rings, and then just lift off the devices. Just say, angels, help me to do this. Lift them off. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. And then just breathe and kind of, notice your spine and the energy flowing from your 7th upward, and new energy of yours coming in downward into your 7th. So just a couple deep breaths. So again, with the copy of your creative rings out in front of you and your 2 7th chakras, just be aware of any hard devices around or above your creative rings, and just loosen them up with gold light, and loosen the attachments to your 7th chakras, to your creative rings, and just lift them off. Say, angels, help me do this. Lift them off. Give them to your angels. Say, angels, here you go. And again, another deep breath into your shoulders, into your hips, your knees. Wiggle your toes. And again, your gold creative rings, your 7th chakras, and just any hard devices that are around. Maybe they're just above your 7th chakra, like that's just right above there. But they could be also above your 7th creative rings. A lot of them can be above your creative rings. So just check for any of these hard devices that the energy would have to pass through, or that maybe couldn't pass through, and just loosen all those up with gold light, and say, angels, help me remove these, and I'll just give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Deep breath into your shoulders, your hips, your knees, your ankles. And then just general unblocking from your 7th chakras all the way through the creative rings, all the way up and down. Just, run your hands through and melt all the energy blocks that you're passing your hand through. So this is unblocking the whole top of your aura, from the top of your head all the way upward. And this is, you're unblocking all your auras, all 17. To the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. That's your intention. All right, good job. So that was first we got rid of devices, and I showed my wonderful kitchen examples of what the devices might look like. And then we unblocked the above the head in all the auras above your head. All your auras. And why? Because we want to bring in positive change. Ending negative patterns, bringing in positive change. You bring in the new energy that you created on the astral with your angels. It's got to come this way. And so if there are these negative devices just kind of yucking up the vibe, it can block that from coming in. So we want to clear those out. It's definitely something you could work more over time. You know, if you worked, there's definitely a healthy and gentle amount, you know, to do, and you know, just living your life in between working on that gets you ready to do more. So if you want to work more on that and you're nervous that you might never do this video, just feel like, angels, help me work on this as much as I need to. You know, which is basically you're saying, okay, I'm going to let my angels help me work on this more, you know, as much as I need to. Because your angels would always be trying to help you. But sometimes, you know, you might think you're too busy. So just like, if you let your angels help, they'll find a way. You know, maybe in your sleep or while you're watching something, they'll work with your subconscious part of you. But of course, doing the video later is nice. Or just memorizing, you know, the idea and working on it on your own. All right, so now we'll do chakra repair finally. Chakra repair of all your major and minor chakras. So major chakras, 7 major chakras along the spine, 7 physical chakras, and 7 astral chakras. So you have 14 major chakras. But then all of the other chakras you have are important, very important. And those I would call your minor chakras. Minor, generally sized, smaller. So all these acupuncture points, those are minor chakras. And you have some other important chakras that are not the 7 ones, you know, like Kundalini chakra is right below your first chakra. That's very important. There's one like right here, chakra 4.5, it's like right there. That's a good one. But anyway, so let's heal them all at once, repair them, unblock them, melt cords. So you make a composite copy of, that represents, so it looks like a cylinder with 2 round openings like this. And you use gold light and melt the cords and repair and melt the energy blocks away, which is unblocking. And when you're healing yourself, I mean, you can be kind of in a mellow headspace about it, but just make sure you're not being like in a passive headspace about it, you know, because there could be people courting, there could be invasive beings courting, and you have to have this sense of like, you're the boss, you know, the boss is in charge, and that's you. and if something's in the way, it's going to be moved out right now by you, you know. So it's you can still be mellow about it, but you've got to be the boss, you know. So just move everything out that's in the way of you doing this repair. Use gold light and just move it all out. You can give anything in the way to your angels. Lift it out. Angels, here you go. Again, move out anything that's in the way of the repair. Angels, here you go. Give it to your angels. Yeah, just keep repairing. So even all those minor chakras, the acupuncture points, go ahead and repair those. We don't want them to be crushed or dented or have gashes in them. You may have hard objects stuck in your chakras, even though we already did sticky gold wax. So just do sticky gold wax a little extra to get rid of any hard objects. Lift those out. Angels, here you go. So sticky gold wax to get rid of hard objects, energy blocks, invasive people, cords, yada yada. Lift all that out. Angels, here you go. And again, melt the cords. All the chakras, they do have flaps around the round openings, a little bit like the creative rings. So you could just keep melting cords and unblocking until the flaps relax, so they fall flush with the chakra opening. I showed a diagram of that during creative ring repair of the flaps. So again, this is chakra repair, chakra unblocking, and melting cords going into any of your chakras, major and minor. Our theme of our sub theme is clearing emotional baggage or emotional blocks. So that could be your baggage or somebody else's baggage that's in your space. So just lift out any emotional junk that's in your space. Just lift it out of your chakras, lift it out. Angels, here you go. Again, any emotional junk that you're ready to get rid of, just lift it out. Angels, here you go. One more time, surround the emotional junk in gold light and lift it out. Angels, here you go. And the major part of the theme is end negative patterns and create positive change. So anything in the way of that in your chakras, any negative patterns energy, any anti-positive change energy in your chakras, just lift it out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Lift it out. Angels, here you go. And again, melt cords and let those flaps relax. All right, so you can get rid of, oh, and if you have any invasive beings or being tunnels messing with your chakras, you say, angels, can you recycle any beings or being tunnels that are affecting my chakras? And your angels do the work for you, which is nice. With the recycling of invasive beings. Okay, so you can get rid of that copy, you just blow it up, or give it to your angels if you don't like blowing things up. So that's all our 4 essentials: grounding or repair, creative ring repair, and chakra repair. If you're doing it yourself, you want to be fast, you know, you don't have to do all the extras that we did. But that's the 4 essentials. Good karma windows. Let's do that real quickly. Those are behind the base of your skull and the back of your neck. in your aura layers. And each window looks like it has a triple frame around it. So like 1, 2, 3, 3 frames, and it's the color of that layer of your aura. So if you use the rainbow system and set your first chakra to red, second to orange, third to yellow, fourth to green, fifth in your throat to like a medium or light blue, sixth to cobalt blue or deep blue, and seventh in the top of your head to a shade of purple that you like, then that'll be the colors of these windows behind you: red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, deep blue, purple. So just use lots of gold light and repair, imagine a copy out in front of you of this area, and these windows are in there, and just repair them with gold light so there's no busted frames or the window part isn't busted. And just lots of gold light. And you can get hard objects thrown into these. You can get invasive beings like sort of weaving their way through them if they're already damaged. So you can use sticky gold wax and just against the back of your head and neck, and then through all these windows to just harden and stick on whatever's not you, and then lift it all out at once. So sticky gold wax, lift out the junk, and just here you go. One more time, sticky gold wax in the back of your head, the back of your neck, and all through the creative rings to stick to everything that's not you, hard objects, beings, people, whatever. So lift out all the junk, angels, here you go. And melt cords, of course. Go ahead and repair and unblock this area where your good karma windows are. Good karma windows, the angels have me call them that because good karma energy, that, like the universe trying to help you based on good deeds you've done in this life or past lives, that good karma energy can come through these windows if they're in good shape. And also like a really light, gentle energy from the moon and the stars, just like a little uplifting amount of it. Like a gold can come through these windows if they're nice and healed and unblocked. And then too, if they're healed and unblocked, you're there, and so it makes you a lot more present in your upper body, a lot more focused. So there you go. That is repair and unblocking of your good karma windows. Good job. Sometimes when people say, oh, I just can't focus today, I wanted to do the healing video, but I can't focus on it, maybe do a little good karma window repair. I mean, just all the 4 essentials too, but, if you still can't focus, check out your good karma windows. All right, so I want to play around with something kind of cool. So if energy that's not yours comes into your body through cords, with invasive people or invasive beings, I mean, cords, the energy can travel both ways. So you could be depleted through an energy cord, your energy going out through that cord to an invasive person or an invasive being, but their energy could come in also through that cord, and that is more overwhelming than depleting. And it's got to go somewhere, it's like a bunch of energy coming in, right? So it can block up other places. So say if you have a cord coming into your first chakra, a pair of cords, there's usually a pair of cords, not just one, from say an invasive person, it can cause issues with chakras around it as well. because, you know, if a lot of energy keeps coming through, well, it's got to go somewhere, right? So it can create issues with other chakras, but also even like with major joints nearby. So your hip joints, your knee joints. You could just sort of imagine your first chakra and look for streams of energy that's not you, from your first chakra to your hips, and from your first chakra to your knees, and just work on clearing that stuff. So if it's from a person, there'll be a pair of cords, and you melt the cords, and then that energy stops coming in, and you'll see, you know, that particular stream of energy is not there anymore. If it's an invasive being, then it'll just feel like a little more maybe clogged in there, and you just ask the angels to recycle the invasive being, and that takes care of that. So it's just kind of fun, you know, geeky fun. So you just imagine your first chakra. Red is a good color for your first chakra, so imagine that this were red, you know, but this is a nice shape for it, you know, open cylinder shape for your first chakra. And then you have your hip joints, and then your knee joints, right? So and you just imagine your first chakra, your hips, your hip joints, and then your knee joints. And you just look for weird energy. You know, you don't have to worry even really if it's a being or invasive person. But I guess we'll do the invasive being ones first. So any invasive being energy coming from your first chakra to your hip joints. And you can say, angels, can you please recycle these beings? And just keep breathing. Let your angels do that. Breathe into your hips, of course. Okay, so then first chakra, hip joints, just look for any line that goes from one to the other that's not you. And, you know, it could be white, it could be black, it could be other colors, but a lot of times it's, you know, too high or too low. So it'd be white if it's too high, much too high. It'd be black if it's much too low vibration. So anyway, just you can put your hands around all that energy that's not yours and just say, angels, can you recycle all these invasive beings? And breathe into your hips. So then you can still have, you know, energy that's not yours coming from your first chakra to your hip joints. It could be people cording your first chakra, sending energy in, and then, you know, it goes to your hips. So you can just think of that round opening in the front. We'll do the front first, but then we'll do the back too. People that cord in the front, they're really not trying to hide what they're doing. People that cord in the back, you know, maybe, you know, they're trying to be clever, you know, like, I'm not really doing this, you know. So they'll cord in the back of the chakra. But let's do the front of the chakra first and just look for pairs of cords or feel for them. It'll feel like kind of like a bump. If you're putting your finger around, it'll just feel like, you know, like a rope sticking out. So just melt away pairs of cords. Going into your first chakra in the front, that so that you reduce this stream of energy that's not yours coming from the first chakra to your hips. I mean, you can have some first chakra energy coming to your hips, or maybe just a gold light, a little gold, no, red. Yeah, you can have a red connection between your first chakra and your hip joints. That's just you. But there's not a lot of energy to that. It's just like a connection. But then all that extra energy, that's people or beings. So you can just keep melting the cords away from your first chakra. You can do front and back at the same time, actually. And just keep melting away cords going into the round openings here, you know, around these round openings. Just melt the cords so that there's less and less of that foreign energy coming from your first chakra to your hip joints. And then maybe because you cleared that, now you can clear some more invasive beings. So angels, if there are any more invasive beings between my first chakra and my hips, can you please recycle them? And just breathe while your angels do that work for you. Breathe into your joints, into your first chakra, into your hip joints. If you're saying good evening from a certain country, but you just put the flag, I'm a dumb American. I don't know a lot of different flags of different countries. So if you want, just type out the country that you're from, that you're in. So anyway, first chakra, hip joints. Go ahead and melt away other people's energy that is interfering with your hip joints, coming in through your first chakra and blocking up your hip joints. Because you want to be really in there. Any major joint is like really great for you to be very present in. All right, cool. And same thing with your knees. We'll do that one a little more quickly, but first chakra and knees. Just if there are any invasive beings in that route between your first chakra and your knees, just say, angels, can you recycle these beings? Just take a couple deep breaths, breathe into your knees. And then invasive people, cording your first chakra setting, and the energy goes to your knees. Just keep melting those connections, those cords, so that you don't have that energy blocking up your knees. Alrighty, and then another one is fourth chakra to your shoulders. Your shoulder, that major joint right there. So you can have beings or people cording your fourth chakra and sending energy, and then it's got to affect other things, because if it keeps coming in, so it could affect your fifth chakra, your sixth chakra, or your third chakra, whatever. But it could also be shooting out to your shoulder joints too, so we don't want that. So just imagine your fourth chakra, heal and unblock that, both astral and physical. And melt cords going into it. And just imagine your fourth chakra and your shoulder joints, and just see if there's any energy kind of shooting from your fourth into your shoulders. And if there's any invasive beings, just say, angels, can you recycle these beings? Again, fourth chakra, shoulder joints, right here. Fourth chakra, shoulder joints. Just imagine your fourth chakra and your shoulder joints, and you don't want any energy that's not you in that route. So you say, angels, can you recycle these beings? And then it could be invasive people's energy that's cording either the front or the back of your fourth chakras. And then that energy is flowing into your shoulder joints. So just keep melting cords going into your fourth chakras. All right, cool. So that was a little work with your first chakra, your hips and knees, and your fourth chakra in your shoulders, just clearing out invasive beings and also cords from invasive people, so that you can be more present in these very important joints of your physical body. All right, good job. let's do the 4 walls exercise. We've done it in all the most recent healings and all the healings in this set so far. So the 4 walls exercise has to do with ending negative patterns that you're stuck in. Typically there is stuck energy in your space, either from you or from other people. It could be hard objects, it could be just stuck energy. But that energy keeps you in this negative pattern. And it could be that this energy got stuck and the negative pattern got into place in a past life, maybe even a long time ago, many past lives ago. Or it could be something that just got stuck and this negative pattern started, this year or last year. So just imagine a copy of yourself, in front of you, a little mini you. And we could do past life patterns first. Just imagine a bunch of hard energy that holds you in some negative patterns. And you can imagine it, an option is to imagine it like 4 walls around you, as if you're like in a room and you keep going round and round rather than making progress and moving forward. Or maybe you have to drag your walls with you as you move forward, so it just complicates everything. So we don't want that, right? So just use lots of gold light and surround the 4 walls with the gold light and get under all the walls, because you want to lift up the walls and just give them to your angels. So with all that gold light around them, it makes it easier typically. And so lift them out, lift out the walls, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Deep breath, stay here. And again, just imagine little mini you, give yourself a little healing with gold light. Say, hey, good job. And then just imagine more stuck energy related to more negative patterns that you're in from past lives. And you don't have to know what they are consciously, and just surround these walls in gold light. Get underneath the walls, all around them, and just lift them out and give these walls to your angels. Angels, here you go. And give that little mini you another healing. Just say, hey, good job, you can do it, woohoo. Or whatever you want to say, encouraging yourself. So then imagine 4 walls around you, around this mini you, that represent negative patterns from this life, that started in this life, that are really, really good for you to get rid of. And good for you to get rid of right now. So just surround these 4 walls with gold light, get underneath the walls with gold light, and lift them out from around you, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. And again, give yourself a little healing, say, hey, good job. You can bring up red earth energy, orange earth energy, yellow earth energies, give this little mini you some earth energy. And imagine around you heavy walls that represent whatever's holding you in these negative patterns. And just use lots of gold light and surround these walls, get underneath the walls with gold light, and you're going to lift out the walls and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. And you can use gold light where the walls were and just wash out that area. All right, good job. Woohoo! So you can give that part of you a healing again, and just let that part of you dissolve and you get the energy back, because that part of you isn't stuck in those patterns anymore. So that was a 4 walls exercise. So then the other one that we've been doing in the set, we've been doing each healing that I think would be great to do again, is commitment to self and others. Rebalance your commitment to self and others. So it's super easy. And the idea is, in order to create positive change, significant positive change, you're going to have to do things differently. You're going to have to tweak things, because if it was possible to do it 2 years ago, you would have done it 2 years ago. It's just that, you have to change some behaviors, some actions, some of your energy clearing, some of your attitude, your intention. But you have to make tweaks, right? And so a lot of times part of what helps is to reassess your commitment to others and your commitment to yourself and sort of the energy of those commitments, because it could be that you have a very sort of self-sacrificing energy in your commitment to others, and so you like waste inappropriate amounts of time and energy on those commitments to others, so you don't have enough energy for yourself, and so you don't have energy to make positive change. So we don't want that, right? We want you to be able to make positive change. So just you and your angels can tweak the balance and the energy of these commitments so that you're healthier, you're more able to really make your changes that you need. So just imagine two piles. One pile for your commitment to yourself, you as a spirit, and also your commitment to your physical body. So it can be, you can imagine however you want, but just like a pile is fine. So that represents your commitments to yourself and your body. And then the other pile represents your commitments to other people. And just use gold light and heal both piles. And just wash out anything that shouldn't be there. Like maybe there's just stress making it weird. Maybe there's family members in these commitments. Like their energy is in the commitment, just sort of causing an imbalance. So wash everybody out of your commitments. Because these commitments are yours. It's like your energy of the commitment. So just get everybody else out so you can rebalance. And you can say, angels, help me rebalance these commitments so they're really healthy for me. All right, good job. So that was rebalancing your commitments to yourself and others so that you have energy for positive change for yourself. Okay, so I mentioned in the intro, and we did it last healing on Sunday 2 days ago, some invasive beings can seem like stuck parts of you, and you're kind of fooled by it, and so you keep them around, not knowing that they're really invasive beings. But because, an invasive being could like sort of show you whatever image it wants. It doesn't have a physical body, so creating imagery is easy on a spirit level. So this invasive being can look like, how pissed off you were when you were a teenager, or, can look how scared you were, during some situation in your life. So there could be some invasive beings kind of, worked in there, just perpetuating things longer than they need to. Maybe you're really ready to, transform these parts of you that are wounded or scared or angry, but these invasive beings could be, playing the part of you, just, dragging it out forever and ever. So that's silly, but it's easy to take care of. And then we will also heal the parts of you that are really you, that are resistant to positive change. But first, let's get the beings out of the way. So just imagine a big, line of them, or a big cloud of them, just whatever invasive beings are in your space, pretending to be you, pretending to be stuck parts of you, or pretending to be like really brave parts of you, that could be too, so any invasive beings pretending to be you. Maybe they're pretending to be stuck, maybe they're pretending to be brave and strong, but it's really just a being. So just line all those up and just have your angels recycle all of them. Just say, angels, can you recycle all these beings? And just breathe a little bit while your angels do that for you. And then let's do the parts of you that are most resistant to positive change, most stuck in negative patterns. So imagine parts of you that are, you know, just stuck, that are in the way of you really making this change happen in your life. They could be affecting you subconsciously. So just imagine these stuck parts of you, most stuck, most resistant parts of you, and just say hi, but don't really get into a big thing with them. Hey, hi. You deserve a healing. And then just use lots of gold light. And you're just healing yourself, you know, these parts of you. So just lots of gold light and heal these parts of you. You can bring up red earth energy, soak them off, red earth energy from the center of the earth, orange earth energy from the center of the earth, yellow earth energy from the center of the earth, and then more gold light. You just heal these stuck parts of you. And these are the most stuck parts of you, because that will create the most change if you heal the most stuck parts of you. Parts of you that are like, no way, change sucks. So what are we doing? We are healing the most resistant, most stuck parts of you. Just lots of gold light. And you can say, angels, can you help me heal these parts of me? All right, good job. So now, since you did that, maybe you're ready again to get rid of some invasive beings that are pretending to be you, but they're not really you. So we'll just double back and do that one more time. So if you have any invasive beings that are pretending to be you but stuck, or you have any invasive beings that are pretending to be you but like courageous and bold and exciting and adventurous or whatever, but it's just a being, just line them all up and just say, angels, can you please recycle all of these? All right, good job. So now we will do that special aura unblocking so that within each of these regular aura layers you have tranquility. Which then, you know, helps you to build strength and vividness in each aura layer, which helps you to manifest faster, more quickly. So I explained this in the intro, but so you imagine copies of your regular aura out in front of you, which has 7 layers. Your physical body aura out in front of you, which has 7 layers around your physical body, and then your astral body, which has 7 layers around your astral body aura. Let's do your astral body aura first. It's not going to need as much work, probably. So we could do that first. It might need work, but you know, you can get healings in your sleep with your angels every night, and I'm always encouraging people to let your angels heal you when you're sleeping. So your astral body aura might be much nicer because of that. But anyway, so 7th layer of your astral body aura, just look for any blocks that make the energy sort of bounce around and in your 7th layer, rather than just flowing gently throughout your 7th layer. So it's a special unblocking of your astral body 7th layer so that you can have tranquility and vividness and strength in your 7th layer of your astral body. And then 6th layer of your astral body aura. The layers count inward, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 6th layer astral body aura. Melt away the blocks so that the energy doesn't like bounce around from one baggage to the other. Just unblock your astral body 6th layer. So there's like a peaceful tranquility within the layer. And then astral body 5th layer. So that's communications, hearing your angels. Astral body 5th layer, unblock it enough so that there's tranquility there. So if you tend to be confused, this is a really good layer for you to unblock. 5th layer. And we're doing your 5th astral layer right now. Fourth layer of your astral body aura. And I wouldn't really, I mean, I would do all of the layers, of course. I'm not going to timestamp each one. It's good to do all of them. So 4th layer, self-love, motivation, optimist thinking. And we're doing your 4th layer of your astral body aura right now. Just melt away the blocks so that the energy doesn't like just bounce around between all the baggage. Third layer of your astral body aura. 3rd layer, taking action. Also physical coordination, not having physical accidents and stuff. Productivity, good sleep. So your 3rd layer of your astral body aura is what we're unblocking right now. Melting the blocks enough so that the energy just is very relaxed within this aura layer. Second layer of your astral body aura, so emotions, sensuality, sexuality. We're unblocking that enough so that you just have tranquility within that aura layer. Yeah, just unblock it enough so it expands nicely also. This is 2nd layer of your astral body aura for emotions, sexuality, sensuality. And 1st layer of your astral body aura. So red's a good color for your 1st layer and your 1st chakra, of course. Unblock it to the point where it's not like a pinball machine of anxiety and whatever. Just unblock, melt away the energy blocks in your 1st layer of your astral body aura. All right, so that's all your astral body aura layers. 7 layers to your astral body aura. We just unblocked them enough so that the energy is more relaxed and evenly distributed throughout the layer rather than bouncing around different pieces of baggage. So that was the astral 7 layers. Now the physical body aura 7 layers is the exact same process. Generally, people need this more. So we're unblocking. Of course, if you haven't done aura repair and your layers are really ripped up, obviously do that first. But that's not what we're doing right now. We've already done aura repair, so this is just an extra unblocking. 7th layer. Just find with your intuition or your vision or feeling, whatever intention, find the blocks in your physical body, 7th layer. Melt them away with gold light. So that the energy can just relax and be strong and vivid. All right, physical body, 6th layer. So from the 6th chakra, clairvoyance, seeing energy, non-judgment. So imagine your physical body, 6th layer of your aura, and just melt away the blocked energy in that layer. Okay, 5th layer, generated by the 5th chakra. So imagine your physical body, 5th layer. And light blue or medium blue is a nice color for the 5th chakra in the 5th layer. Just imagine the energy blocks in this layer and melt them with gold light from your hands. And again, if you tend to have confusion, not be able to make up your mind, this is one of the layers that would be really good to keep on blocking. If you have negative self-talk, this would be a really good layer to work on. Fourth layer, generated by your 4th chakra. So imagine your physical body, 4th layer, generated by your physical body, 4th chakra, and unblock it enough so that the energy can be nice and mellow and flowing throughout this layer. Third layer, physical body, 3rd layer, generated by your physical body, 3rd chakra. So productivity, taking action, finishing projects, sleeping well, physical coordination, so you don't have tripping accidents, stuff like that. Physical body, 3rd layer. Just melt energy blocks so that you can have tranquility in this aura layer. Okay, 2nd layer of your physical body. So generated by your 2nd chakra of your physical body below your belly button. Emotion, sexuality, sensuality. Orange is a good color if you want to set it to that. And just use gold light for your hands to melt away energy blocks in your physical body, 2nd layer, so that you can have tranquility in this layer. And it can be much more efficient. vibrant and strong, and flowing. Again, this is physical body, second layer, helping your emotions. So just imagine the energy blocks and melt them away. And second layer is a really good one to do this with. A lot of times people do not have tranquility in their second layer emotions. Like the energy just kind of bounces around between different old things they're pissed off about or they're sad about or whatever. So just melt those things so that it's not like a pinball game anymore. It's just tranquil emotional wellness. Melt away the drama. Melt away the energy blocks in your physical body's second layer. You don't even have to know where the blocks are. You know, you can imagine them. Imagine the biggest drama blocks in your physical second layer that are good to melt away right now, and just melt them. Okay, and then physical first layer of your aura. So it's generated by your physical body, first chakra at the base of your physical spine, and it's right up against your skin. A really good color for it is red for that first chakra and the first layer. So just imagine that first layer and melt away any blocked energy. Okay, we're doing physical body first layer, so right up against your skin there. And just sense the blocks that are messing with the flow and just that ease and tranquility within this layer. And melt those blocks away with gold light. A lot of times these would be in, because it's your first layer is courage. So these blocks might be like your subconscious fears or stuff that other people have dumped into this space about their fears. Or what they're trying to make you afraid of. So, but don't worry about really what it is if you don't want to. Just melt the blocks in your physical body first layer, so that you can have tranquility, vividness, and strength and flow in this layer. This can help abundance, financial stability, having less, managing your money better, less expensive dramas happening. So physical body first layer, melt the blocks that are causing the energy to not be at rest and strong. Okay, so hope you liked that. You can let me know if you noticed any difference on that one now or in the survey later. Of course, you can work on it more on your own with that intention to do what's healthy and gentle to do at that time. So that was unblocking so that you have aura tranquility in each of those regular aura layers, astral body and physical body, 7 layers. which really helps manifesting because it sort of streamlines your energy so it doesn't like bounce around between unpleasant baggage and distract you and deplete you and overwhelm you. So with that tranquility, it's easier and much more efficient to bring in the positive change. All right. So we will end today's healing just like we did 2 days ago, actually. The last two things will be the same. Muscle knots, we will remove hard objects from muscle knots to help you relax knotted up and stressed out muscles that you may have. And then we'll clear steps really quickly. So you can do it all over your body. I focused on back of skull, back of neck, well, the whole neck, but this base of skull, neck, shoulders, in front, back, and on top, and upper and lower back. But you could do, add to it. Yeah, we could definitely add your hips and your knees and the whole thing. Yeah, we'll do all your muscles. Because it's easy. I explained in the intro, the idea is if you have muscle knots, often you also have hard energy objects that are contributing to making that muscle knot and keeping it in place. Hard energy objects that were thrown at you and got in pretty deep and lodged in there, maybe in this life or in past lives. And you could have, if you have a really bad muscle knot, it could be like 25 different little spears from, 10 different people from this life and past lives. But you can get rid of them. And then invasive beings too can pile up there, so you get those recycled too, and just keep healing, so then you get your flow back and your muscles can relax more, hopefully. So just imagine a copy of your physical body out in front of you and all those muscle knots. And maybe some you're not so aware of, just like areas of tension, so it could be your hips, around your hips, around your knees, around your back, around your tummy, anywhere. So imagine your whole muscle system, any areas of tension, and imagine any hard objects that are anywhere around those muscle knots and areas of tension. And just use sticky gold wax from your hands that goes to those tense spots and sticks to the hard objects, if there are any, stuck in those spots. So sticky gold wax, your whole muscular system, all your joints, and have them stick to the hard objects and the invasive beings and the invasive people. And we're going to move out the wax, and also here you go. Major joints, all your minor joints everywhere. Have the wax especially stick to the hard objects, but also beings and people. And then move all that out at once and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Do a little stretching. And you can be aware of the invasive beings, if there are any, anywhere around any of your muscles and joints. Just say, angels, can you recycle all these invasive beings? And a couple deep breaths. And again, be aware of any invasive beings anywhere near your muscles, especially areas of tension, and anywhere near your joints. And just say, angels, can you recycle all these invasive beings? And can you recycle any beings or being tunnels in these areas? Tunnels are just little passageways. You want to get rid of those too. Deep breath as your angels do that. And then just use extra gold light in all those muscle knots, areas of tension in your joints, your ligaments, your muscles of your physical body. And one more time, sticky gold wax throughout that whole area, all your muscles, joints, ligaments, See if you build wax at all. Get rid of all the hard objects. They're healthy and gentle to get rid of. Move them all out. Angels, here you go. And just breathe into those areas so that you can be much more present in your muscles and your joints and your ligaments and your bones, of course, too. All right, so that was helping your muscle knots by removing hard objects and invasive beings. So now we will do STEBs. So STEBs stands for stubborn triggered energy blocks that you still have, even though we've done so much clearing. And they could be making you feel uncomfortable. So line up these energy blocks out in front of you and soak them in red earth energy from the core of the earth. And use gold light to melt away all the cords going into these stubborn triggered energy blocks. That's usually why they're still there, is there are some cords. So melt the cords. And then use gold light to melt the energy blocks. And if some of them aren't clearing, just say, angels, help me clear these. And we'll do one more batch, just any energy blocks that you may have that are still triggered, that are making you uncomfortable on any level. Just put them out in front of you or put copies out in front of you. Soak them in red earth energy from the core of the earth. Melt the cords going into them with gold light. And then you could blow them up if you're healing yourself, or just melt them with the gold light. You say, angels, help me clear these. All right. So you can just ask your angels, to finish up this healing. Ask your angels for extra help with the theme. So angels, can you please give me a healing? Angels, can you help me end my negative patterns? Can you help me create positive change? Angels, can you help me clear emotional blocks? All right, good job. Woo woo, that's a healing. We're done. Yay, yay, yay. Good job. So I'm going to set my timer for maybe like 11 minutes. And I will try to go through and read feedback, if you have any, on what this healing was like for you. If you have any follow-up questions about the topic or something I said, you could post them now. If I have time to get to them, I will. Otherwise, you could repost them under any video at any time, and when I get a chance, I will post my reply underneath your comments. Someone says, I also have time issues, but I think a wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. That's a quote from Gandalf. Well, there you go. LOL. Or I tell myself the wrong time 30 minutes early and then I'm on time. Yeah, my husband used to do that to me. Someone says, I feel like I'm always trying to be mindful of not getting my grounding corded with my adult son's grounding. Yes, I did notice that. Thank you for pointing this out. You're welcome. Someone says, I love the dog snores going on in the background. Yes, right now we have a dog itching himself, scratching himself. We gotta change his diet so he itches less. Good evening from, yeah, that's the one where I don't know that flag, so please educate an ignorant American. You can put your flag, but then put the country name after it. So it's a learning experience for me. Someone says, how is my 4-year-old daughter? You mentioned her name. How's her energy looking after this healing set? We had a rough evening on Saturday. We both got really imbalanced. She's funny. I asked her, I said, hi. I said, what is the part of the healing you like the most? And she's like, there's no part I like the most. I liked every part equally. um, she says, Mom, sometimes you get in my space. She's like, I have a big aura. My body is a lot smaller than my aura. So remember that. Give me my big aura space. So that's cute. I think her grounding blocked up first on Saturday, like afternoon. And so she was getting a little bit, bouncing off the walls. And then you courted her rather than noticing, like, oh, she needs grounding help, and maybe helping her with that. And then helping her clear the blocked energy in her aura that she was stuck on. You courted her to try to like force her back to her body, and then she exploded with reactions. Because I mean, if you tried to force yourself back to your body, it would feel really awful too. So yeah, so it started with her grounding blocking up, and then she got stuck on some energy blocks in her space. But then you courted her, trying to force her to calm down, and get back in her body, and it didn't work out so well. Then she whacked you a bunch, and then yeah, so there's that. So maybe just proactively clear out your grounding, and then proactively clear her grounding out, like maybe a couple times a day, just so you avoid a lot of drama. Just like 30 seconds or 15 seconds each. It doesn't have to be a big long process. Someone says, wow, my knees do feel better, lighter, and more flexible. Oh, good. That's nice. Someone says, how did my spouse do? Anything she needs to focus more on? Is she listening? Because you relaying this to her is not really going to work out so well. You tend to stand in the back of her aura sometimes, by the way, because I think you don't like how the women in her family are invasive with her in the back of her aura. So you'll like stand back there, and then she'll see that you're in her space, and she'll get mad at you. So, maybe just work on unblocking, like clear the blocks that make you resist the fact that she has boundary issues with her family. Like so that you'll just be able to watch it and observe it. And then, you could just, ask her on a spirit level, did she want a healing at that time? And then just sprinkle light through the back of her aura and the back of her grounding. But that way you wouldn't be in her space. You're separate. You just cleared your blocks. They got triggered. And you can, if you want, assist her in that way. But I think if you just stay out of the way, then it kind of allows her to feel them in her space and get pissed off enough over time that she just like whacks them the heck out of her space, or like gold tidal waves them out of her space or something. What happens is they get in her space, and before she can kind of turn the situation around, you'll jump in, and then it's like a huge mess, and she's mad at you then potentially. So just don't jump in, like just work on clearing whatever baggage gets triggered when you see her losing her space to her family, and just, clear your energy blocks so that, even just subconsciously, you can just let her have her experience. And even if she, becomes like tired or whatever, you can help her, but not that way, and eventually then it just gives her more opportunity to like get that point where she's finally had enough of it, and pop them out of her space herself. You're short-circuiting that process where she gets flattened, and then she takes care of it by jumping in. So I hope that makes sense. So not exactly what you asked, but hopefully it's helpful. Someone says, clearing devices gave me more 8th, 7th gold energy, and clearing cords as well as the meridians and chakras they damaged made me a lot more present in my body. Thanks. Oh, nice. So did my kitchen implements help you to understand the devices and what they might look like? Oh, like a device right there. Not that big though. It's usually, just the size of the creative rings. Sorry, my kitchen implements are falling. Well, good. I'm glad that helped. I lost my place. Okay. Someone says, thanks so much, Janet. Loved everything today. I feel mellow, but do have a headache. How am I doing managing my OCD, anxiety, anything I could work outside of the 4 fundamentals? Yeah, work on that tranquility in the regular aura layers that we were working on. I think that would be nice. UV meridian damage can cause headaches, which you have. GV meridian damage can cause headaches too, of course, but any head meridians can cause damage. So there's like 1 or 2 like here on the side as well. But the UB meridian and then the GV meridian probably are the more common ones that would get damaged. Just because if someone's aiming for your 7th, they might end up hitting that along the way. So yeah, you could repair your UB meridian for that headache. I generally, for everybody, I have a playlist of the 12 traditional Chinese medicine regular meridians that you could look at and use as a guide as you repair. Using gold light, you repair and unblock your energy meridians to the extent that's healthy and gentle to do right now. Someone says, the healing felt like I went through a roller coaster. My kids were more energetic and my inner child felt like it was throwing a tantrum. Yeah, that's a being. That's not your inner child. Yeah, inner children, parts of you that are, stuck in your child, they don't act up that much that you can't even observe a healing. Those are beings. That's not your inner child. That's not you. So yeah. Good illustration of what I was talking about today. You can have beings getting in the way that are just beings. But you think it's your inner child, which is why you're not getting it recycled. But you can get it recycled. May I have angel advice on parenting patterns? Oh, you're mentioning your kids' initials and their ages. Yeah, that helps. But yeah, it was just your beings. Yeah, you have a being too that is, we can call him like a mom chaos being. You have a first chakra cord from your physical first chakra to each of your kids, right? But this being cords those cords to your kids and shoots energy at your first chakra and at the kids. Mother-in-laws can do that too, and mothers can do that, but in this case, it was just an invasive being doing that. So you just imagine the red cords to your kids, and your first chakra of your body, their first chakras, the red cords, and just any invasive beings, they would tend to look like cloudiness around or like weird blobs around the cord. So just get all that recycled. So it's just nice, mellow, red energy that you're sending your kids' first chakras. So it was just beings. It was not, nothing else. You can just line up, are there any invasive beings that are going to mess with my ability to make the most of this healing, and just have them recycled. Sometimes that's why people feel better like a day in advance or a few days in advance of the healing, because if any of my people that I'm going to be healing have invasive beings that are messing with me, in order to try to derail the healing, I'll get them recycled. So sometimes that's why someone feels dramatically better the morning of the healing, before the healing, or the day before or a couple days before, because sometimes invasive beings, you know, they can distract you from making the most of the healing, but they can even, you know, the ones that are like more, you know, confident, you know, false confidence, but you know, it's their undoing if they mess with me. But anyway, if they're messing with me, I'll get them recycled, you know, by the angels. And so that's something you can do as well, because maybe those beings weren't messing with me, so I didn't, you know, they weren't really on my radar before the healing. So, but you can have those beings recycled yourself. Any beings that are in the way of you making the most of the healing. And any beings that are riling up your kids. Someone says, hi Janet, did the angels have my timer went off? I do need to hurry. So some of these comments I won't get to, unfortunately. So this is, hi Janet, do the angels have any advice when I have low estrogen? For example, when I am PMSing, I crave carbs and that helps my mood for a little while, but it's a frequent pattern every month. Thank you. Yeah. I would do safe bomb exploding chamber. You can do safe bomb exploding chamber to clear baggage that gets triggered during your time of the month. Typically it'll be second layer baggage that gets stirred up during, you know, women's cycles. So emotional baggage. So you can proactively clear that when it's not your time of the month. Just, you know, whatever's going to get triggered, when it's my time of the month, let me get rid of it now, you know, and just keep doing, exploding them. You can do a safe bomb exploding chamber or however you want to melt them away. But yeah, it's just, it's usually just Deb's deep energy blocks back there that you know, because the, you know, when your uterus and your ovaries are like all, you know, revved up, it just, you know, stirs up that aura layer. So you can proactively clear what's going to be stirred up, and that could help. Also, the unblocking of your first and your second layer down here, so they release better, and expansion of those aura layers, so that get present in second and first chakras type idea. You know, just unblock and expand first and second layers of your aura. But yeah, that's what it is. Someone says, hi, thanks for the healing. Significantly improved my mood outlook since the start of this triplet set. Oh, very nice. Any advice on what I need to work on? Yeah, I mean, just the best of stuff from this set is nice. You know, the 4 walls, exercise, the commitments to self and others, the, you know, keep looking for any invasive beings that pretend to be you. You know, pretend to be a very confident version of you, or pretend to be a phobic version of you, or pretend to be an overeating version of you, and just recycle those beings. Because a lot of times if it's, you know, if it's a clever imitation, you just might not realize it's not you. So, and then you can, I mean, you're pretty advanced, so I would just say try to read something new. Keep it interesting, you know, like notice something new about your spiritual path, you know, that you've never noticed before, or notice something new about, you know, the energy flow in your shoulders you've never noticed before. You know, try to challenge yourself to notice interesting new things that you just haven't seen yet in your own energy. So it says, thanks Janet, this healing was so relaxing and restful and expansive, peaceful. How do I look on my spiritual path? Pretty good. You go forward and then you stop for like a half a day or sometimes 2 days, and then you go forward and then you stop for like a half a day or 2 days. It seems like 4th chakra, 4th layer stuff. So you could do that tranquility stuff that we did, you know, each aura layer, unblock it enough, but just keep doing your 4th layers, astral and physical 4th layers. Because it seems like just too much clutter gets in your 4th, you know, too much baggage gets there. And so the energy just like bounces around and kind of smushes your motivation. So fourth chakra is motivation, enthusiasm, gratitude, upbeat, positive thinking, that kind of thing. So yeah. So you're right now you're going forward quite, with a lot of determination, but maybe just proactively do your fourth layer unblocking more and your fourth chakra unblocking more, just so you don't have that 2-day stop sometimes. Hope that helps. Someone says, midway through the healing, I felt freaked out over a current situation, but after the tranquility or unblocking clearing, I now feel peace and ease. I loved this healing. Thank you, Janet. You're welcome. I always say this is my favorite healing about each of your healings, and this one is no different. I'm glad. Thank you. So it says, any way I can clear away stubborn beliefs that people hate me and that I'm an insufficient person, or something else I can do to heal this social anxiety. I think you are flashing back to 2 different past lives where you were, you experienced a lot of social rejection, and in one of the 2 lives, even like sort of like group bullying. So it's it's not exactly a persistent belief. I'm sure it feels like a persistent belief, but it's technically a flashback where it's like if you imagine, a timeline and there are these past lives and part of you is still stuck back there being victimized in those situations. So you could heal those old parts of you so they come forward, just imagine like the baggage and the drama, and just melt it away. Like imagine it just as piles of baggage from those lives and just melt away the baggage from those lives so that more and more of your energy makes it finally up to the present. So you're not re-experiencing old, bad, negative situations. I don't really think it's an inner wound situation. I think it's literally just energy blocks, but it's from those past lives that are, so you're kind of, you feel it as if it's still happening. Hope that makes sense. And then once you do that, that would be technically called timeline healing. That's what I call that. You can search Janet Wright timeline healing if you want like a video on it, but you don't really need to use a video on it. It's just imagine a timeline and here's you now and then the lumps in the past lives that you're flashing back to, the lumps of stuck energy, and just melt those away. But another thing you could do is turtle exercise. That's a nice one relating to social interactions and how inner baggage can impact your social interactions. And what to do about it. So if you search Janet Wright turtle exercise, like turtle, like the cute little animal, Janet Wright turtle exercise, and you'll find at least 2 different situations where I use it, and it's a nice exercise that could help. So hope that helps. When you're feeling the worst anxiety, though, you also have chakra damage, by the way. Like whenever something's really acute, you have chakra damage at the time. I mean, like right now, you don't have chakra damage. So you're probably not feeling it like in that acute sort of, like I have my finger in an electrical socket type feeling. When you have that feeling, you have chakra damage. In addition to past life, blah, blah, blah. So of course, that's a given that, do your 4 essentials, but then this other stuff is cool. The timeline healing for the past life, those 2 lives where you did literally experience that sort of those intensely negative social situations, and then also do the turtle exercise. Hello from sunny Ottawa, Canada. Time change sucks. It's darker earlier. Yes, it is a trip. But light therapy lamp, I'm telling you, I love mine. We have like 3 because, if you're in a different room or something. But yeah, they're really good. I think if you look up on Amazon, light therapy lamp, they're cheap. I mean, they're, $25, something like that. But anyway, okay. I like so I leave mine on till like 7:30 or something, so that for me, the sun sets at 7:30, not at 4 like it does now. But anyway, I like the fourth chakra, shoulder, hips to knees work. I like putting steps into my blow up chamber, which is on auto shut off. Yeah, cool. Very cool. Glad you like this stuff. Someone says, thank you for the healing. I felt anxious for some reason during the healing. It's a bit better now. What can I work on? My initials, yeah. Yeah, you got like a hard object thrown at you, and it's in your second chakra, your physical second chakra, in the front right part of the chakra. So like, this is the opening, it's like right there. So this part's all damaged and broken. So remove the object and repair that part of your physical second chakra. And then your first chakra, just the force of that also damaged your first chakra in the front. So just repair your first chakra all around. So just do chakra repair of all chakras, because probably some of the minor chakras and the meridians around there got blown out at the same time, damaged at the same time, you know, with the hard object and the energy blast with it. So yeah, just your tummy meridians and first and second chakras. So you could just repair all chakras at once. And then if it still doesn't feel right, do your tummy meridians a little bit extra. For those that don't know, tummy meridians is just the energy, traditional Chinese medicine meridians that pass through this area. I call them your tummy meridians. And if you search Janet Wright tummy meridians, there'll be walkthroughs of repair and unblocking those. Tummy meridians. Someone says, thanks for the healing. Thanks for healing me. I have a negative habit of telling myself not to speak up, express myself, so I'll be safe. Yeah, that's not you. That's a being. That's several beings. What is this? What to do? It's holding me from being happy. Thanks. Yeah, those are beings. It's a good example of how you can have, I mean, you can have baggage that makes you not want to speak up, but when it's like so outside of you going, shut up, don't say anything, blah, 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 that's a being. Like outside of you, meaning, you know, it's not just you feeling a certain way, it's like, you know, a live thing telling you to shut up, you know, that's a being. So just line up any being that's contributing to your lack of confidence in communicating that makes you feel like you need to shut up and get them recycled, and just keep doing that over time. Okay. Turtle exercise too would be good for that. Once you get the beings out of the way, then if you search Janet Wright turtle exercise, that would be nice for that. So it says, thank you, Janet. I have been working on first and second layers to feel the impact of my own healing. Should I continue to do more, or do I need to focus on anything else? First and second filaments between the astral and physical body. It seems like your mother-in-law can like cord and run white through those filaments so that it kind of blasts both the astral and physical second and first chakra. So just, you know, melt away her cords going into your filaments. Any filament, because she can blast like the seventh filament too, but that doesn't have a big effect on you. So just melt her out of all your filaments and all your chakras. And your physical first, there's like, there's just some devices and beings in the back of your physical first. They look like lampshades and funnels and stuff. So there's a couple devices and a couple beings hanging around them. So you could just keep removing devices from the back of your physical first. Just so you can click in really nicely into 2-in-1. I think if you get rid of your mother-in-law out of your filaments, that clicks you nicely and fully into your second. And then if you get rid of those devices and beings in the back of your first, physical first, that clicks you fully into your first. Someone says, thank you, Janet. Definitely feeling better since healing started and much less cranky than on the weekend. Wondering if any suggested for stress reduction outside of the 4 basics. Other than sometimes you do miss when you have chakra damage. So try to really push yourself on like, okay, are they cracked but not shattered? And so I'm not thinking they're damaged, you know? But yeah, assuming then you get them fully repaired. Manifestation wings could be nice, you know? Keep working those. There's that video, generate more energy for your day, which has like a little bit of everything. A little bit of creative wings, a little bit of manifestation wings. But you could just freestyle manifestation wings. And maybe a good karma window. Work on that a little more consistently. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it, but just unblock and repair your good karma windows. Okay, so it says, thank you for the insight about my daughter. Loved this healing, feeling some more spaciousness in my hip joints and first chakra. That's nice. Someone says, thank you. I did not know they can shoot energy to the child and parent corded. Oh yeah. Questioning my parental skills. Thank you. Yeah, no, it's just quartz and beans. But yeah, a lot of times it's a mother-in-law or like the grandmother of your kid, like your mother or your mother-in-law doing that, and they'll cord the cord between you and your kid and just intervene that way, and it makes a lot of drama. But a being could do that too, and that's in your case it was just a being. Someone says, love your healing, Janet. Any suggestions for a bad cold with serious sinus backup? Well, get tested for make sure it's not more than a cold. Yeah, I mean, if I look at you and your energy, your chakras are not damaged, your creative rings are not damaged. You do have a lot of aura damage though, which is interesting because usually with that much aura damage, you would have chakra damage and creative ring damage. So maybe you do some level of like healing and protection, and sort of boundaries. But yeah, so I would say aura repair, work on that, just of your 17 auras, especially just the entire back. It's like the entire back is just like scooped out. So rather than being out to here, it's like there's this big sort of giant valley right there. So that just taxes everything because then it gives external energy too much access to all your energy centers and everything. And it's just, then you're leaking a lot of energy that way. So it's like, it makes everything 3 times harder than it should be. So that would definitely impact your immune system. So aura repair would be #1 by far thing I would suggest. But then GV meridian and CV meridian would be really nice too. So if you search Janet Wright GV CV, you'll find different walkthroughs of that. Those are major traditional Chinese medicine energy meridians. GV meridian manages all your yang meridians of your body, and CV meridian manages all your yin meridians of your body. So if you get those nice, then they tend to help all the other meridians, and so it's a kind of a time efficient way to help your body. So yeah, aura repair #1 though, for sure. We do aura repair in all these major healings. If you search, if you just look in the comment section within a day, so you could look at an old healing if you want to do it right now. In the comment section, you'll see a detailed healing summary, and it'll list everything we did, and you just do the aura repair part a lot for back there. Hope that helps. Someone says, joints feel great, so do muscles. Loved the 4 walls. Thank you, thank you. That's good to know. I'm glad. All right, you guys are so awesome. Hope you enjoyed this healing and this entire set of 3 healings. I definitely enjoyed it myself. And I am looking forward to the next set, which is on the 20th and the 22nd of this month. The twin set. That's the other 2 healings that I'm doing this month. And it's the same healing theme with a different twist. So still ending negative patterns, creating positive change, but the twin set will be also clearing family baggage and fear baggage. So yay. Alrighty, I will keep the camera on for a minute so that you can see the dog chaos that's about to ensue. And if you want to get on my news email list, just email me and ask to be on it, janet@janetwrightreadings.com. Please consider giving this a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel if you want. Alrighty. So that's sorry, I hope I'm still filming. That's Abel. That's Daisy in her carrier. I'm about to get her out, and that's Izzy. So hold on, let me get everything situated again. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, so that's Daisy. And Ava, you already saw. And Izzy, that's right there. Okie doke, you're amazing. Take care. Congratulations for working on your energy. That is so, so cool.